Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something straight, and I'm not going to sugarcoat this. The pain you're feeling right now, the stress, the rejection, the self-doubt, the slow progress, that's not life being unfair to you. That's life training you. See, everybody wants the success. Everybody wants the confidence, the money, the respect, the freedom. But nobody wants the process that actually creates those things. And that's the disconnect. Because pain is not here to break you. Pain is here to build your tolerance for greatness. You don't become strong when things are easy. You become strong when things are hard, and you don't quit. Let me be very clear. If you're going through hell right now, congratulations, you're in the gym of life. Pain is not punishment, it's preparation. Most people grow up believing that pain means something has gone wrong. That struggle is a sign they are failing or on the wrong path. But in reality, pain is often proof that growth is happening. Nothing that truly levels you up comes without resistance. Muscles don't grow without tearing. Confidence doesn't form without doubt, and resilience doesn't appear without pressure. Pain shows up when life is stretching you beyond who you currently are, forcing you to develop skills, mindset, and emotional strength you didn't need before. When something hurts, the natural reaction is to escape it, avoid it, or complain about it. But pain is not life attacking you personally. It's life asking you to adapt. Every challenge introduces a lesson you couldn't learn in comfort. Rejection teaches emotional control. Failure teaches accountability. Slow progress teaches patience. These lessons aren't optional if you want long-term success. They are prerequisites. Without pain, you stay the same person, and the same person cannot create a different future. People often look at others who seem confident, calm under pressure, and mentally strong, and assume they were born that way. What they don't see is the preparation phase. They don't see the nights of self-doubt, the years of being ignored, the mistakes that cost time, money, and pride. That pain wasn't random. It was shaping judgment, sharpening instincts, and building mental calluses. Just like hands harden after repeated work, the mind hardens through repeated adversity. Pain also exposes weaknesses that comfort hides. When things are easy, flaws stay invisible. Under pressure, habits, discipline, and character are revealed. That awareness is powerful. It shows you exactly what needs work. Instead of seeing pain as something unfair, it should be seen as information. It tells you where you lack skill, patience, confidence, or emotional control. Once you understand that, pain stops being an enemy and starts becoming a guide. Preparation is rarely enjoyable. Training is uncomfortable, repetitive, and exhausting, but it's what allows performance when it matters. Life uses pain the same way. It prepares you for responsibility you are not ready for yet. If success arrived before the preparation, it would collapse you. Pain builds the capacity to handle pressure, criticism, and uncertainty without breaking. It teaches you how to keep moving forward even when motivation disappears. When pain is understood as preparation, it loses its power to discourage. It becomes temporary, purposeful, and necessary. Instead of asking why it's happening, the focus shifts to what it's teaching and how it's shaping the next version of you. Struggle builds self-belief, not comfort. Comfort feels good, but it lies. It convinces you that you are capable simply because nothing is challenging you. Real self-belief doesn't come from things being easy. It comes from proving to yourself that you can survive difficulty. When life is smooth, you don't discover your limits. When it's hard, you learn how far you can actually go. Self-belief is not created by motivational words or external validation. It is created through experience. Every time you face a tough situation and don't give up, your mind quietly records evidence. I can handle this. That evidence becomes confidence. Struggle forces you to act despite fear, doubt, and uncertainty. Each time you do, you build trust in yourself. That trust is far more powerful than temporary comfort. Comfort keeps you dependent. It makes you rely on circumstances being perfect, on people approving of you, and on results coming quickly. The moment those conditions disappear, confidence collapses. Struggle removes those supports. It puts you in situations where you must rely on your own effort, patience, and discipline. That's when real belief forms, not because things are going well, but because you're still standing when they aren't. Struggle also teaches you who you are when nobody is cheering. Anyone can feel confident when they're winning. Very few can believe in themselves while losing, being ignored, or making slow progress. Those moments test whether your belief is real or borrowed. When you keep going without applause, you prove to yourself that your drive comes from within. That internal belief is unshakable because it doesn't depend on outcomes. Every obstacle you overcome, no matter how small, becomes a reference point. You remember the times you thought you couldn't handle something and did anyway. Those memories stack up. Over time, they change the way you approach new challenges. Fear doesn't disappear, but it loses control. You stop asking, what if I fail? And start thinking, I've survived worse. Struggle strips away excuses. It forces honesty. You can't hide behind talent, luck, or circumstances. When things are hard, you either adapt or quit. When you adapt, you learn that you are resourceful, resilient, and capable of growth. That realization is the foundation of self-belief. It's not loud or flashy, but it's solid. Comfort never asks anything of you, so it never gives anything back. Struggle demands effort, patience, and humility, but it rewards you with something far more valuable than ease, belief in your own ability to endure, learn, and rise. Patience beats talent when talent quits. Talent gets a lot of attention because it looks impressive early. People who pick things up quickly often receive praise, opportunities, and encouragement right away. But early success can create a dangerous illusion that progress will always be fast and easy. When reality eventually slows down, many talented people panic, lose interest, or walk away. That's where patience quietly takes over. Patience is the ability to stay committed when results are invisible. It's showing up when there is no feedback, no applause, and no clear sign that things are working. Most people underestimate how long meaningful growth actually takes. They expect quick wins and instant transformation. When that doesn't happen, frustration builds. Talent alone doesn't help in those moments. Patience does. Quitting rarely happens because someone lacks ability. It happens because they lack tolerance for discomfort and delay. Progress is often boring, repetitive, and uncertain. There are long stretches where nothing seems to change. Talented individuals who are used to quick validation struggle with these phases. Patient individuals accept them. They understand that time is part of the process, not an obstacle. Patience allows learning to compound, while others rush, skip steps, or chase shortcuts. Patient people stay focused on fundamentals. They improve slowly but consistently. That consistency builds depth, understanding, and resilience. Over time, those small gains stack up and outperform raw talent that was never fully developed. Patience also builds emotional control. When setbacks happen, and they always do, impatient people take them personally. They see failure as proof they're not good enough. Patient people see failure as data. They adjust, refine, and keep going. This mindset prevents burnout and keeps momentum alive. The ability to remain calm during slow or difficult periods is a competitive advantage. Talent can open doors, but patience keeps them open. Many gifted people start strong but disappear when challenges increase. Patient people stay. They outlast trends, criticism, and doubt. They don't need constant excitement to remain committed. Their strength comes from understanding that mastery is a long game. Time rewards those who are willing to endure it. When talent quits out of frustration, impatience, or ego, patience keeps moving forward. And in the long run, the person who stayed, learned, and improved day after day ends up far ahead, not because they were better at the start, but because they refuse to stop. Your worst days are quietly training your future. Most people judge bad days as wasted days, days they want to forget or erase. They focus only on the discomfort, the frustration, the emotional weight. What they don't realize is that these days are doing the most important work behind the scenes. While good days feel productive, bad days are formative. They shape how you think, react, and endure when life doesn't cooperate. On your worst days, you are forced to confront reality without filters. Plans fall apart, effort doesn't get rewarded, and confidence feels fragile. In those moments, you learn how you handle disappointment. Do you shut down, blame others, or keep moving forward? That response becomes part of who you are. Each difficult day trains your emotional muscles, teaching you how to stay functional even when motivation disappears. Bad days also teach adaptability. When things don't go as expected, you are pushed to adjust, rethink, and problem solve. You learn that control is limited and flexibility is essential. These lessons don't feel empowering in the moment, but they prepare you for higher levels of responsibility. Success brings pressure, unpredictability, and criticism. Without training on bad days, those pressures would overwhelm you later. Your worst days strip away illusion. They reveal what actually matters, what doesn't, and where your weaknesses are. Comfort hides flaws. Difficulty exposes them. That exposure is uncomfortable, but it's valuable. It shows you where growth is required. Every moment of frustration is pointing at a skill, habit, or mindset that needs strengthening. Bad days also build perspective. When you've endured real difficulty, small problems stop feeling catastrophic. You become calmer, more grounded, and less reactive. You realize that emotions pass, situations change, and survival is possible even when things feel heavy. That understanding creates quiet confidence, not arrogance, but stability. The future version of you will face bigger challenges than today's. Leadership, responsibility, and success amplify stress. The tolerance you develop on hard days becomes the foundation that supports you later. Every time you get through a day you thought would break you, you expand your capacity. You become harder to shake and slower to quit. Progress is rarely visible on bad days, but training doesn't always feel like progress. Sometimes it feels like endurance. While you're surviving the day, life is preparing you for moments when others freeze. The lessons are subtle, the growth is silent, but it's happening. Those days you wanted to give up are quietly building the version of you that won't. You don't need motivation. You need perspective. Motivation is emotional and temporary. It rises and falls based on mood, energy, and circumstances. Depending on motivation to move forward is risky because it disappears the moment things get hard, boring, or uncomfortable. Perspective, on the other hand, is stable. It shapes how you interpret your situation, regardless of how you feel in the moment. When you lack perspective, small setbacks feel like failures and slow progress feels like defeat. You start questioning your ability, your path, and your future, but with the right perspective, those same situations look different. A rejection becomes redirection. A delay becomes preparation. A bad day becomes part of a longer journey, not the end of it. Perspective keeps you grounded when emotions try to take control. Motivation asks, do I feel like doing this today? Perspective asks, does this matter in the long run? That shift changes everything. You stop negotiating with your feelings and start committing to your values. You take action not because you're excited, but because you understand the purpose behind the work. That understanding creates consistency, and consistency is what actually creates results. Perspective also reduces pressure. When you zoom out and look at the bigger picture, you realize that one mistake, one failure, or one slow phase does not define you. Life is long, and growth is not linear. This awareness prevents panic and impulsive decisions. You become more patient, more strategic, and less reactive. Instead of chasing quick wins, you focus on sustainable progress. People who rely on motivation often burn out because they attach too much emotion to outcomes. When things don't go their way, they lose energy and direction. People with perspective stay steady. They understand that effort doesn't always produce immediate rewards, and that's normal. They don't need constant excitement to keep going because they trust the process. Perspective also creates gratitude. When you understand where you are compared to where you started or compared to what could be worse, you stop taking progress for granted. That gratitude fuels discipline, not hype. It helps you show up even on days when nothing feels inspiring. In the end, motivation might start the engine, but perspective keeps it running. When you see your struggles, efforts, and time through a wider lens, you stop waiting to feel ready and start moving because you know why you must. Pain, struggle, patience, bad days, and perspective are not obstacles in your journey. They are the journey. Every challenge is shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and more capable than before. If you stay patient, trust the process, and keep moving forward even when it's uncomfortable, you'll realize that nothing you went through was wasted. It was all building the power you need to become who you're meant to be. Thank you.